everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I'm awake, it's late, but I felt like doing a late night reading, and I came across this entertaining article in the anti-New York Times about Greta Thunberg, June 13th, 2023. It's called The Strange Ending of Greta Bloomberg Inc. Kinda interesting that I said Gloomberg, like Bloomberg, who's a globalist. Said Greta Thunberg ends her school strike after 251 weeks. Climate activists who inspired young people around the world to demand action against climate change graduated high school on Friday in Sweden. And they still climate these young people. They've got these stupid young people going out destroying priceless works of art and gluing themselves to it for climate change. I mean, the globalists really have done a number on some young people's minds with this garbage. But anyways, CIA child actress Greta Thunberg was quite the latest thing a few years back. Time mag cover girl or cover boy, two-time Nobel Peace Prize nominee, darling of international fake news, etc., propagandists, prime ministers, presidents, and even the poofter Pope fawned over the little Swedish monster in an artificially manufactured marketing mania, not seen since the aforementioned New World Pope was trotted out on the world stage in 2013. But like so many other deep state superstar provocateurs of the Q Trump era, Doomberg has suddenly and without explanation disappeared from the spotlight. The sainted little she-devil has been reduced to a few cameo appearances and internet posts now and then. Doubt it's even her. But she is no longer the mob-leading, media-anointed rock star phenomena of 2018 to 2020. Yeah, she is the most annoying little thing. Everyone you can forget that annoyingness, and this garbage here. That are a person of the year. Creepy little thing. Which probably is a boy. Anyways, Mike's immutable rule of spontaneous protest states, quote, "The Reds in the streets only operate at the behests of the Reds in the suites." Therefore, the sudden silencing of the Bolshevik bullhorns belonging to the likes of Greta, the Reverend Al Sharpton, and Leonardo DiCaprio, and so many other, quote, activists, can only mean the big bosses have been dealt with, assets confiscated, and their wholly owned intelligence operatives defunded and deactivated. Stage stunts like climate protests, women's protests, Islamic terror attacks, marches for this, marches for that, and the quote spontaneous color revolutions used to be monthly occurrences in major cities worldwide, but now seldom if ever. Think about it. The Slimes article offers us further clues that Greta Incorporated, whose felonious little front girl has ended her climate strikes and supposedly graduated high school, has been forced out of business. After 251 weeks, she's hanging up her cardboard protest sign as a student. It was not immediately clear whether Miss Thunberg would enroll at university. She could not immediately be reached for comment. Wait just a minute. Greta Gloomberg, that odious little fame whore, suddenly could not be reached for comment by the high and mighty paper of record as to her future plans, and no one knows what college, if any, she'll be attending in the fall. Say what? Perhaps the intrepid reporters should try calling Gitmo for further information. Pathological pessimists of the Black Pill Society will need to explain this one to me. What bizarre and mysterious force on earth is sidelining all those once ubiquitous superstar troublemakers? Who or what induced them all to suddenly retire from their lucrative rabble-rousing? Heck, Roe versus Wade was even overturned last year, and in spite of many states then imposing severe restrictions on abortion, the baby-killing brigades couldn't even rifle up a dozen or so hags and whores to march in D.C. Whatever happened to that speaking truth to power stuff? And he puts answer, patriots are in control. So I thought it was a funny article. I can't stand Greta Thunberg, as many people can't. But I realized, I'm like, Greta Thunberg and Harry and Meghan are really tied together, right? I mean, how can we forget? Um, start with I'll start with this one. Remember this one? The first time Prince Harry was allegedly, they tried to say that his phone call was tapped into. Somebody recorded it, supposedly. We all know it was just an opportunity. This came out in March 2020, right after Megxit. Suddenly, we were supposed to believe that his phone got hacked, and he thought he was talking to Greta Thunberg, but he wasn't. It was a Russian phone hacker, allegedly. Well, remember, it was the first time Harry was able to voice his opinion about Trump because, as a royal family member, he's not supposed to. So, isn't it convenient that for the first time ever in his history, his phone was allegedly hacked by Russians? He's not suing them, though, I notice. And it allowed him to say this. Harry said to Greta, when he thought he was talking to Greta Thunberg, allegedly, he said, the mere fact that Donald Trump is pushing the coal industry is so big in America. He has blood on his hands. But Trump, he says to Greta Thunberg, will want to meet with you to make him look better, but he won't have a discussion about climate change with you because you will outsmart him. So Dum Dum Harry says, Greta, you'll just outsmart President Trump. You know so much more than him. So I thought it was bizarre how he's in this conversation with Greta Thunberg. Weird. And then Harry again, and it's going back to September 2019. Prince Harry supports Greta Thunberg's fight against climate change. It's a race against time. Oh my goodness. So again and again, why is Harry supporting Greta Thunberg so much? And then it gets weirder. And then Meghan did that Vogue cover in 2019, right? And who does she put on the cover for Forces of Change? These women who she said were going to be the forces of change. There she is, Greta Thunberg. So again and again, and Jacinda Ardern, right? So why is Meghan and Harry promoting this woman so much? And in their recent Netflix, the last 6-part Netflix series from December 2022, Harry and Meghan joined Greta Thunberg and Jacinda Ardern in a new Netflix show. Harry and Meghan teased a new Netflix series aired in December 2022. Excuse me, 2022. Um, which praises, among others, Greta Thunberg and New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. So I'm like, why is this? What? Obviously, a I don't think it's obviously it's not coincidence. Harry and Meghan don't just team up with people over and over again. And I find it interesting that in the anti-New York Times article, he calls Greta Thunberg CIA Thunberg when we know Meghan hangs out with what's her name? The other CIA operative there, Gloria Steinem, who we know worked for the CIA for a fact. So I'm like, we always talk about Meghan being a CIA operative there. It's looking more and more like it. Hi, Lydia. How are you? Yes, I'm just wondering. I want to look. So obviously, the three of them are put together, I assume, by the globalists. But why these groups? And I mean, Jacinda Ardern is a freaking communist dictator. I mean, avowed socialist is communist, same difference. And she was a total dictator who destroyed her country and is responsible for mass numbers of murders. And Greta Thunberg, she's disappeared, thank goodness. That girl was so annoying. Uh, Now Harry and Meghan. So they're all three of them now are bombing, right? It's like they all put each other up on a pedestal. Like they're like the axis of evil here, the dark triad here. And they were all promoting themselves 2018 to 2021, I guess, 2022 even. To the very end of 2022, they're all putting themselves each other up on a pedestal here, and now they're all crashing and burning. Harry and Meghan are a disaster. Everyone hates them. Jacinda Ardern, disaster. Everyone hates her. She needs to be put up on a Nuremberg. And Greta Thunberg is disappearing into the ether, just sneaking away into the shadows, while the other two burn, crash and burn. We get destroyed. Isn't that interesting? These criminals come together, make a big shizzle show, and then they start getting destroyed when their plan doesn't work, whatever their plan was, which I'm going to look into right now. Greta slithers away, but she leaves her mark by all these young people still doing her stupid climate activities. I'm going to be using the True Heart Tarot. I want to look at why did they put these three together? Why would they put these three together? It is a globalist kind of combination around the globe. I want to look at this. What were they trying to accomplish together? This axis of evil. What were they trying to do together? They're so awful. They're all psychopaths, in my opinion. Let's find out. Why did these evil women, basically, and Harry, why did they come together? Why were they grouping and supporting each other and putting each other in magazine covers and et cetera, et cetera? What was the deal here? What were they trying to accomplish? Let's see if we can get some ideas from the cards. I'm just glad they're going away. I'm just glad get rid of Harry and Meghan for good. That's it. Yeah, why did William promote Jacinda Ardern? I mean, did he promote her? What was that? He gave her a position or something? Yeah, what was that about? Hmm. I don't know. This is all very creepy. It's all very. I mean, Jacinda Ardern. Like everybody, it's like everybody just wants to deny she's a dictator, like Biden. They're all dictators, and they're all trying to deny it. Like, oh no, 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 that's not true. They just act like dictators and destroy their countries and attack their people like dictators. But they're not dictators. Well, thank goodness she's out. Thank goodness she's out of power. But anyway, so what were they trying to do together? Okay, so first one I get is the Prince of Swords. So Prince of Swords, like the Knight of Swords. So I believe this isn't like yeah, double check this deck, but yeah, I mean, spreading their lies together, fighting misinformation, spreading their misinformation there, attacking others, creating their hoopla in the media and combining their forces together to attack the opposition like Trump and everybody else that they don't like. White Christian nationalists, for example, here, anti-vaxxers and all that. Getting the troops together and the magician. Yeah, that kind of looks like Jacinda Ardern, doesn't it? I kind of get the vibe here that for some reason Jacinda Ardern is the major connection there. I think Greta and Harry and Meghan got together mainly to support Jacinda somehow, or like Jacinda's like the leader of the pack, right? She was the prime minister, while the others were trying to become prime ministers, right? They're like trying to be future prime ministers. Oh, Eight of Swords reversed. That looks like Meghan's hair. There's Meghan with her hair there. So Meghan wants to rise up to be like Jacinda Ardern. If we always talk about how Harry and Meghan want to be dictators. They really want to be dictators, so much so. Meghan and Harry were aligning themselves with Jacinda Ardern. Jacinda, this looks exactly like Jacinda to me. This screams Jacinda Ardern. She was there to help guide and to train Meghan to rise up. Meghan with the with all the locks of hair extensions here. So she was there to rise Megan the monster up after her. So Jacinda was like teaching the globalist way, you know. So I think Jacinda was supposed to guide Meghan and Harry into politics, into because we know Harry's not aiming for politics, but Meghan certainly has been. Of course, Meghan's been bragging for years now that she's going to be president of the United States, right? She's told many people this. So, and of course, for her, so naturally they're going to connect her with some world leaders. That's what Meghan wants as well. And Jacinda Ardern was the choice here to guide Meghan. I guess it was felt that she could do the job. Man, that woman is so creepy. She's like a monster. All of them are like monsters. They're like not human. I mean, all of them are just these grotesque, beings that are like they're so demonic. They're all demonically possessed. That's gonna be it because they're just there's almost something not human about them. I mean, there really isn't. They're demons. I mean, that's what they look like to me. So yes, they're brought together to fight against anyone who wants their freedoms, bring in their tyranny. That was the basis of them coming together. Hermit reversed. Well, Harry helped link them together for sure. Hermit's like a Harry card, oftentimes I see. And a Hermit reversed is also like um, bringing somebody out more into the open that's been not getting as much, into um, this field, the political field, because Harry could never be part of the political field as a royal, and Meghan's been forcing herself into the political field, but she's not. She doesn't have any as a royal. She's not wasn't allowed to. She wasn't supposed to be pursuing politics, but of course that was always her aim. So this was all to, and also for Greta Thunberg as well. I think Greta Thunberg was also, being trained to be a future prime minister as well, right? So this was all like combining their efforts to get more into politics. So Lady C may have been joking, but it's also been said that Meghan is spending more money on her hair since meeting Harry. Oh yeah, well she definitely is. I mean, look how much hair she buys. She buys a lot of hair, and I don't know how expensive it is to buy hair, but I can imagine getting your hair done all the time and keeping up with those extensions and everything else. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of money. It's a lot of time. I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, so you start trying to maintain that kind of thing constantly. I mean, every time you see her, she's got a new weave of long, long hair. It's always different hair. Oh my goodness. So there's might be the fake experts here. Why were they brought together here? Two of Cups. Yeah, so they were supposed to team up. They were supposed to be globalist leaders together. They were introduced together, said, "Here, you guys get together, Greta, Jacinda, Harry, Meghan, you all get together, be one big happy globalist family here. You all work, everybody, everybody." And Greta and Meghan were basically told, do what Jacinda does. Jacinda could teach you, because Jacinda was the one real political leader there, as horrendous as she is, the communist that she is. I mean, they've got recordings of her saying, "Comrades, comrades." I mean, she's really brainwashed from birth, I guess, into communism. So for Jacinda, I don't know why Jacinda hasn't just packed her bags and moved to China. I mean, but no, she wants to make everybody, force everybody, because they're psychopaths. Psychopaths love to just want to control and torture everyone else. So, that's the real joy for her with communism. It's not actually being living under communism. No, 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 no. For these people, it's because they're going to be the ones torturing and killing everybody. So they're the dictators. They don't like communism for communism. They like it for you, communism. And for them, it's going to be a life of being rich and famous, but being rich mainly. So what were they expecting to do together? Justice reversed. Ooh, a lot of criminal activity going on here betwixt the three of them. They better keep a close eye on these three. They're helping each other with their social justice which is very criminal, ever reverse. So they're doing a lot of criminal activities together. So, we're always talking about Meghan and her money laundering. I wonder if things are going through New Zealand. That's all I gotta say. I don't know exactly how the laws are there in different places, especially with finances, but I have a feeling there's a lot of illegal activity going on between the three of them. Yeah, maybe Jacinda could take Trudeau with her to China. Yeah, and Greta Thunberg and Harry and Meghan too. I'll take them all. They can all move to China. Stay there. Yeah, they maneuvered Ardern into being opposition leader. Wow. There's so much poverty that it's worse now. Well, she made it worse. My God, she wanted a two-tier society. I mean, she's such a psychopath. He's like, you're making a two-tier society. She's like, that's exactly what we're doing. Yeah, we're gonna make your life miserable. Her and she's just like Trudeau. I mean, they're all psychopaths reading from the same script. And Meghan was like, I think Meghan was really jealous that Meghan Markle. Can you imagine? She wanted to do that. Meghan Markle wanted to do what Trudeau and Jacinda Ardern were doing. Meghan just loves the idea of being able to sit there and say, all of you, in fact, your lives are going to be miserable. We're going to make your lives miserable. I mean, Meghan just fantasizes to do that. That's what Meghan wants that so desperately. Uh, she was really training with Jacinda Ardern to get there. She really was. And yeah, but I don't think it worked out too well. But they're very doing criminal activity together for sure, and trying to bring in tyranny one way or the other with their criminal activities. Now, of course, this includes BLM and Tifa that they were helping to organize with each other, spread out all over the world at the same time. It's obviously all organized internationally there. So that was another connection between them. I think this also shows that they were building up and working together with their army of BLM Antifa together. They were the ones in charge of the various, groups there. So what did they not want? What were they trying to avoid or not want by working together? Eight of Wands reversed. Ooh, they didn't want people to find out, to see the brain here, people learning and putting out online. Censorship is a big one. They wanted to keep people from finding out the truth of what they were about. They're just about communism here, just bringing in tyranny. And of course, Harry and Meghan as well. Now, isn't that interesting? Jacinda Ardern came out right before she had to step down. She came out and said, you know, the only truth is from my office. You speak to me, and our people will tell you the truth. Don't go looking online. Don't go researching. The only truth is what I have to say, Jacinda Ardern says. And Harry and Meghan, of course, are also very much about censorship, right? And censoring people and deplatforming them. So I see a lot of their activities together is try to control the minds online and keep information from reaching people and censoring. So I find that very interesting. They're all very concerned with that as well. They did not want that. Meg needs a Rhodes Scholarship. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, it's falling apart now for sure. They're all falling apart. Thank goodness. Their little combination's not working out. They thought they were, but when it started, before the COVID stuff, they were all riding high. Before the pandemic, Greta Thunberg and Jacinda Ardern, they're all superstars, right? Everybody really loved them. They're like, yay. Same with Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan were riding high for a long time, but you know, so if it didn't work out for them like they thought it would, looks like it. Uh, yeah. So what were they hoping for? So they definitely wanted censorship. They didn't want people knowing the truth. Didn't want people finding anything out. And what were they hoping to do together? King of Cups. Now we were just talking about Prince William working with Jacinda and work. So I think that they wanted to um, influence Prince William and King Charles. I think, influence them. I think that I think Harry and Meghan may have been trying to influence them somehow through Jacinda. Yeah, yeah. King of Cups. And of course, they wanted to be in a general sense. If I say that as if I see that as a person, but otherwise, they wanted to be more popular. I mean, this is like somebody who's emotionally reaching people and is popular, but you notice he's got like a snake around his ankle there. So I think that possibly the combination of Prince William with Jacinda was like a trap. I think that they were trying to ensnare him in something and trip him up in something here. Mm-mm. A way to try to drag him down. Maybe they were going to try to pull some stunts on him. Meghan and Harry would. How are the globalists influencing them? Because obviously they're brought together by the globalists. King of Swords. Oh yeah, they take all their orders from the globalists. I mean, there's BlackRock, Larry Fink right there. Uh, and actually, there are pictures of Jacinda Ardern visiting BlackRock in New York City. So they definitely took direct orders from them. They didn't do anything without their approval. So this was not a spontaneous gathering of people. They did not gravitate towards each other naturally. These are three narcissistic psychopaths that would have nothing to do with each other, but they were told by BlackRock executives, "You gotta go. Three of you need to support each other and do things with each other and boost each other up." And so they did that, but didn't help. Didn't help. Mm. So how are things going to go in the near future for them? Is it going to get worse and worse? Oh, it's going to get worse and worse. Princess of Wands in reverse. So more and more bad news. Things burning up here. Things collapsing. They are not controlling the information online or the young people. It's like young people. It's also information, social media, destructive. They'll probably do some, Sussex Squad kind of things online, but other than that, they're not affecting anyone. Nobody seeks them for the truth, please. Yeah. Yeah, Ardern. Well, yeah, Ardern's approval from 50 to 20. Well, I'm surprised she even has 20. I mean, she's the nastiest woman. I mean, the way she was forcing everybody, she was the really, she kicked it off. I mean, she was leading um, the psychopath tyranny. She was like the head of the snake there. I mean, she's leading everything. She started like the oppression in like 2021. She was like really driving it and being the most oppressive. And then Canada followed suit, and then Biden's third. So I mean, yeah, but she was really a lead with the tyranny for sure. And she just did it with that, horse face smile of hers. Gosh, what evil, evil. She's just evil. And in the long term, but things not going to go well for them. More and more bad news for them, information coming out. And in the long term, wah, wah, oh, Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, I can see that as an excess of. There's all the crying here. These are the Illuminati eyes that are crying. They're stuck in the bathtub with nothing to do. Nobody wants getting drunk. They have nowhere to go and nobody wants to anything to do with them. They are the most hated people in the world. Yeah, so not good, not good. But from bad to worse, yeah, they are not going to have a positive ending. Meghan over here, Schmegan with all her hair extensions, she's not going to become a world leader like she was hoping for. And their criminal activities that they're trying to pull off with their BLM Antifa and their other demons, they're not pulling that off either. It's only turning to they're a joke. I mean, they're woke jokes. No, but they're the most disliked people. They have no charisma. Nobody likes them. Everybody hates them, and they're criminals. Yes, and everything's going downhill fast. So I guess that the man who wrote that article, Greta Thunberg, maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there has been things falling apart there. Maybe there have been some arrests and confiscations. That would be interesting. But it does look like it seems to me like Jacinda was there training Meghan and Greta to try to make them, Jacinda got really full of herself. I mean, the fact that she could sit there so arrogantly and tell and I mean, she sit there with a straight face. This is how dumb these people are. She sat there with a straight face telling people, "No, you can get the truth here. Don't read it anywhere else. Only read what we tell you." I it's like, really? Does she really think people are that stupid that they're gonna be like, "Okay, Jacinda, whatever you say, I'll just ignore everything else. I only listen to Jacinda. Only Jacinda has the truth. She just said so." Yeah. I mean, really, this is how stupid they think we are. I mean, it's just like, what? I mean, thank goodness. Thank goodness they're this stupid because it's just easy enough to see what they're to get rid of them. My goodness. This is how they all are, these psychopaths. They're demonic and everything else, but they're really dumb. Really dumb, and they're crashing and burning. Thank goodness, too. It couldn't happen soon enough. So it looks like we are forever done with Greta Thunberg and Jacinda Ardern, and hopefully Meghan and Harry soon will also. They will always all be a thing of the past, and it'll be something new coming up soon, and they'll all disappeared. And one day you'll look back and say, "Oh yeah, you remember when Harry, Meghan, Jacinda," and it's all because of the globalists. You can thank the globalists, their BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street for with their trans mafia nonsense, and they're boosting up these three musketeers together. Yeah, New Zealand has not recovered with so many lost. Nowhere's recovering. Yeah, everywhere. It's a globalist massacre for sure. And yeah, so all the pre-COVID stars, the globalists, are crashing and burning, and hopefully the globalists will be crashing and burning soon. Anyways, that's what I have for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for being here. Take care. Have a good day or a good evening, everyone. Bye bye.